So, welcome back to another episode of Uncut and Uncensored with Caroline Stanbury. And today I am solo because I know how much you guys love the solos. And well, there's so much going on. I'm going to kind of do a life recap, really. Yasmin turned 18, as you all know, and she graduated yesterday. And let me tell you a little bit about co-parenting again. It's really got to a great stage. I'm wondering whether it's also because everyone's so settled, emotions are kind of out of it right now. I'm feeling really, really happy about where I am with my ex-husband. We can definitely do things together. Like weirdly, we are discussing spending Christmas together in America. Just because, I kind of feel that the twins are now 14, Yasmin's 18. It's the last holiday I'm really going to get all of them on. And maybe we'll go to Disney or Miami or something like that. And his girlfriend will come, my ex-husband's girlfriend, her kids. And I have really, really, really high hopes. I actually think that it's really helped him having a girlfriend as well, because, obviously she wants to, and she's kind of like me. She's kind of cool. So she's like, I think it was her suggestion, to be honest. And that is, I can't tell you, for all you people that struggle with out there with co-parenting, it is massive. My sister-in-law, Sophie, and Alex have this relationship. They really do, where they're really good friends first, and they're better friends than lovers. And I'm not saying that Jem and I are really, really close friends. We're not, but we definitely can coexist in a really nice way now. I can call him anytime and he picks up, and, the holiday will really, really change everything, I think, for us. And we're not fighting about anything anymore. Sometimes we get annoyed about the kids, and different rules in different houses. But again, they're 14 and 18 now. So, things are so different. My boys have really, really come into themselves, and, they have their own lives and schedules, and they're so easy with me. And I'm really enjoying it. It's so sweet. Both the boys were in my room last night, and we sit in the closet because, and we just have these chats, and they tell me about what's going on at school and their friends or anything that's, bothering them. And I always say that they can tell me anything. And I love that. We just sit and sort of all three of us chat. And, Yasmin has her friends over all the time. I come down and the house is filled with 10 teenagers. And, I don't really mind that. I do mind that they don't. What is it about teenagers? They simply can't pick up anything. It won't kill you. You don't get sick from it. Like, pick up a fucking glass. Why am I your housemaid? But then I get all warm and fuzzy about it, that they all want to hang out here too. So then I come down and do it for them. Which, she's moving out. She's moving out in September. And I worry that how's she going to understand all of this is not going to magically happen for her anymore. And, it's not Dubai. Which makes, very spoiled children. But having said that, that makes spoiled children. But I have very, very beautifully well-adjusted children. And I'm looking at friends of mine in England and stuff who struggle with alcohol, drugs, danger in London and all of these worries. And I don't have that because, it brings freedom and it brings independence, Dubai, the safety aspects of that for your family. You just can't fathom the difference. You really can't when I hear these dreadful stories, the depression with kids and all of these things. So I'm so grateful to Dubai for that. So if the worst thing I've got is spoiled children, I'll take it. And, I'm shopping with Aaron this Saturday. We're super excited. We're going off to do all his clothes and, and it's the first time Zach's kind of like the fashion icon. And Aaron didn't really care about all of that. So it's the first time he's really asked me for things like this. So I want to spoil him. And I'm really excited to go with him, to be honest, and choose all his looks, because I did all his looks with his brother the other day and he came home and it just makes them feel amazing. They love it. And I did Yasmin's summer wardrobe, which we really enjoyed doing too. And she looks amazing. And then they're all going off. Yasmin, I just got her a villa in Bali next to mine. So she's got her independence, right, with her friends. And actually, this is really interesting because I gave her the independence. Obviously, she's 18 and I have no right to sort of tell her she can't go anywhere or whatever. And Bali's, safe. I feel like it's safe, and she's got a whole load of guy friends with her, so I feel good about that. But I came to I did ask her because I worry, right? So I said, would you mind if I put an air tag on you? or in your shoe or something. And she was like, oh my God, mummy, what does that mean? Because there's another app that my girlfriend told me about called Life 360, I think it's called. And I thought about that. And they all said no to that because here. But then I was like, okay, so on holiday, I put them all on this app and they've all agreed to that. But then there's also the AirTags, and I thought about cutting it into a shoe. And she's like, mummy, if that's to tell me that I, can't have to come home at, 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. because I'm out, then no. I said, I promise you it's not for that at all. It's just that if anything happens, I can follow you. And for that, she kind of went, okay, that's fine. As long as you're not telling me where I can be and when I have to be home, then I'll allow it. And so I was really grateful for that, because she's also going to Ibiza. And I'm like, I would just feel so much more comfortable that if, she doesn't answer her phone for whatever reason, and God knows how long, I know where she is exactly, and I can get to her. And that's all it is. So I think with teenagers, I can't restrict her. She's a woman. My son, it's not like my sons, but even my sons, they're so used to running off and doing what they want to do in Dubai. I don't know how, it's harder to keep track of them. So it's crazy, but I'm just like, I'm air tagging all my children. There you go. I'm going to shove it in their shoes. So that was really funny, but I'm really pleased and proud of them for making the decision to let me do it. And not get upset with me, because genuinely I am quite a cool mum. Like, I don't really say no to them on things unless I really have to, because they ask me everything. Like, they have all my credit cards because, and they never abuse it. Like, I mean, they used to, when they were younger, sort of use it like Tetris, for all their games, but they've kind of got over that, thank God. And I took them away from them, and now it's back and they've all got it. They ask me for everything, even for food at the cinema, which is really sweet, frankly. They haven't quite worked out that their bloody pocket money is for that. Somehow they managed to save all their pocket money and then still spend my money, which is bizarre. But anyway, so I'm paying them to save. They are really, really good kids. And so actually for graduation was really, really lovely. Yasmin graduating 2 days ago was like, wow. I mean, it hasn't really hit home because I'm so busy all the time, that where the time went. She has been at her school 11 years. How is that possible? She told me, that means I've been in Dubai 11 years. Oh my God. 11 years. That's nuts. Oh no, maybe it's 10 years now. Well, anyway, something about like that. I mean, that's absolutely frightening, but so amazing at the same time. So she's grown up, all her friends are like family to her, and she's actually so excited to go to London now. She got 5 conditional offers, so fingers crossed. Actually, I got really pissed off because she was doing her exams, her A-levels, and she called me, and they had to do 3 major papers in a day. And I just think that's wrong. 3 major different subjects, which is the English system. And she called me going, Mummy, at the end of the day, she's like, I don't know what to do. I've got brain fog and my hands are blistering from holding my pen. Why would you do that to kids? I don't get it. Like, why can't you spread it out of 3 days, 1 paper a day or 2 papers a day? 3 papers that dictate the rest of their lives in 1 day. I couldn't think and hold on to a pen and think about 3 completely different subjects and write papers, the best papers of my life, at the end of a day at 6 o'clock and you're getting home at 7. You're bloody exhausted. You're lucky if you could write your own name. I mean, I suffer from terrible brain fog. So, and it's just got worse, but I felt desperately sorry for her. So, actually, I think the school is writing to the board, as they should, because it's just totally unfair on the students. And it doesn't give them the best chance. But anyway, Isaac, again, I'm very good with my children, as in, like, if you try your hardest and you say you do your best, then that's all you can do in life. It really is. And my children are quite diligent, and they, when they need help, they ask for help. So I'm really proud of her. And no matter what happens, she writes beautifully. She'll be fine in life. Look at me. I didn't go, and, I'm more than fine in life. And, I love the hustle, and she's always watched her mum hustle. So, off we went to her graduation, and Sergio, me and the kids. And Sergio's, we're really good friends with the guy that started the school. And so we had beautiful Gemini sat at the front. And Sergio very sweetly sat with the boys because they were, different seating. And it was just, I thought about how nice it was that we could go to such a lovely event. We took pictures, all of us, with Sergio and Jem, and we had a really nice evening, and it wasn't weird. It was just the three of us. And I wish that for everybody out there, because, you know, what a great man my ex is too, for putting himself in that position now as well, that he can just, you know, move on and do an event like that with me and him and not make it awkward, and just have a giggle and have a laugh and have all the photos together, and allow him to take the photos with Yasmin too and be in them, which was really important to Sergio. That shows strength of character and a very, very kind man. And that's, you know, really all you can wish for in life, ladies. And I would suggest, more than fighting for money in life, and I know that it's, you know, easier said than done, but money does come when you're happy. It just simply does. You attract it. And there are plenty of people who had far more less than me, who have tons more money than me now, from a good idea, that just did it out of struggle and did it out of hustle, because they had to. Sometimes when you're pushed into a corner, like I was during my divorce and my court case, when you come out fighting, you don't know what you're capable of. And I want to say that to you. So, you know, you may lose 100,000 here, a million here, you know, and I've seen rich women fight, you know, women who've been married to rich men fight and not accept the normal first offer because they think they're going to get more, and they come out with way less or nothing. And sometimes in life, for your sanity, I would say focus on what's important. And what I have now is worth more money to me than anything. You know, the fact that I can have dinner, I can call if I need him, he'll be there. I have my ex-husband and I have my husband, and that is a wonderful thing. So I can just say to you ladies, if you're going through anything like this, please, please, I know there's panic in, you know, the unknown, and there's a lot, and I get it so much. I've just, you know, been in Australia, and I can't tell you how many women kept coming up to me. It was, and I'm not a therapist, and I want to put that out there to you all, because all these women literally came into Australia to tell me their life stories, which is really sweet. Don't get me wrong. And I really enjoy hearing from everyone, and I hope I can help. And I love that you feel I do help in some small way. But, you know, you all say the same thing. I have nothing without him. And first of all, I think that is a big shame. You have a lot. When men can threaten when you're angry, and they threaten they're going to do things and you'll have nothing. And this, but most men, not all men, but most men, you know, that's ego and pride speaking. When their push comes to shove and they're actually in it, you know, sense takes over. You know, screw the mother of your children, screw your kids. Why do you want to do that? You know, at the end of the day, everything we work for is for our kids, right? You know, I everything I do is for my children, and for them to be, and for my old age and my kids to be happy, right? So like I bought an apartment yesterday. I was super excited. And I was thinking to myself, gosh, you know, the boys could actually live in it, because it overlooks the Burj, and it's next to the Dubai Mall. And I was thinking, oh, when they're 18, what a great first apartment. Maybe this would be for them. Or, you know, and what a great area for them. So it's such a pleasure for me to do these things. And like Bali, I'm thinking, gosh, you know, they will really enjoy working here in the summers. Maybe this will be something that they can do, or go and work in, or meet the guests, whatever. I don't know. But I'm thinking it as a family business, like Sergio's thinking about his father, right? Who obviously is at retirement age soon, and, you know, doesn't want to retire, which happens with a lot of men. And you know, maybe he could run it for us and be the one that you know, takes care of everything. We make this into a real family thing, a family business, and he can also help us with Bust the Label. By the way, the I can't believe I'm actually saying this, but all the gummies arrived yesterday. Oh my God, the packaging looks amazing, and I can't wait to finally launch. I'm actually currently arguing with Sergio because he wants to wait till we have all these beautiful pictures done. And we're going on a huge press tour again to New York in 2 days. And I didn't have time to do a photo shoot now. I don't have time till we get back. I don't want to rush it. And I just feel like, you know, I've been talking about these bloody gummies that I love. And actually they're here in my podcast room, and I eat them like jelly tots. I know I shouldn't, but anyway, I really enjoy them, and I'm finally going to be able to share them with you. But I'm like, do we really need the perfect website until it's done? Like, I mean, we've been talking about this for like a year and a half now. I'm sick of the sound of my own voice when everyone texts me going, can we buy them? And I have to tell them, no, you can't. Well, listen, people, now you can. They're coming this week. So very excited for that. Anyway, that was not on track. But oh yeah, we were talking about family. So Sergio's dad is going to come into that as well. So like everything I build with Sergio is for us and our family, really. And it's funny because, you know, you get dangled carrots in life, right? You get dangled different opportunities and things that look, you know, really shiny on the outside. And at the end of the day, ladies, there's only so much you need. And that's what I want to say. You know, I used to sort of get my eye off the ball with this like harebrained schemes. Like, you know, I can make 10 million here, 5 million here. And then it would take my eyes off the main, you know, prize, the eye off my ball, my own company, right? So I might, and building things small from the beginning, and it may seem small and people may laugh at you. And like, considering where I came from with my last business, this is tiny, and I get that, right? And people are kind of expect more from Caroline Stanbury. Well, you know, everyone has to start somewhere. And, you know, it's not easy coming out with a new business. It's also very nerve wracking. And it's also, you know, I wanted to do it with something that, you know, it was really important to me and Sergio. We are eat, breathing and sleeping wellness right now and feeling good about ourselves and, you know, putting the right things in our bodies. I mean, the girls came over yesterday for a glass of wine. I mean, first of all, you know, Chanel and Tarlene can drink me under the table any day, but I haven't been drinking for quite a long time. Wine gives my stomach a really bad feeling. So, you know, they drank 2 bottles between them. They were absolutely shit-faced. I came up to do a podcast. By the time I came down, I could barely speak to them. But anyway, that's what I love about them. They're just hilarious. But, you know, I don't even really drink anymore because it doesn't make me feel good. And, you know, when I do get drunk and have a laugh, I want it to be really worth it. I want to really, like, my birthday was worth it. I mean, I barely remember any of it, but it was worth it. That was my birthday. I don't want to day drink anymore by the pool. It's not who I am now. I'm just so focused on so much and I just can't perform, and it just gives me more brain fog. So if I want to have something, I have a sparkling elderflower or Diet Coke. That gives me just as much energy. You know, if one girlfriend's coming over, I'll have a glass of wine, but that's about it. You know, and that just makes me feel good because I'm so productive. I'm on a mission. While the show's just launched, by the way, whoever's watching, oh my God, it's explosive. Oh my God. Because it was filmed so long ago now for me, it's so fun to watch it back, and I'm like watching it through my fingers. I just want to put it out there. I did not talk about pussy holes. That is not the kind of language I would use. I think most of you that have ever listened to me, if you watch the show, know that that's not who I am. So I'll say no more, but I think you all know who it was. Anyway, so I just want to tell you all, don't focus on the, you know, the long term, on the end game, which is, you know, getting all the big money. Focus on what is important, the relationship between you and the person that you're going to have in your life for the rest of your life. You don't want to be doing this through lawyers. You don't want to be doing this through a closed door that you can never pick up the phone to the person that you share your kids with. You know, what if you hit a crisis? What the fuck if you have a crisis when all the kids start behaving like maniacs, which is possible? You need to be able to, you know, come together. You need to be able to enjoy all of these things together. I was having a fight with my ex during the boys' bar mitzvah, funnily enough, and I very nearly didn't go. Like, really nearly didn't go. There was a lot of fuck you, I'm not going, you know, do all of this. I told my parents I wasn't going, then they weren't going, then, you know, all of the above. And then I sort of pulled myself together and went, you know, the kids, it was for the kids, because the kids would have like, I can't miss that. Absolutely can't miss that. And then I realized this is just futile. So, and as I said, and I've said many times before, that the argument is in the moment, right? And then you can always get over it in a few days because people simmer down and they can take a different perspective. And if you keep your cool, then you can always get your opinion across. So my view to you would be, more than money and the divorce, try and get a relationship. Try and get a relationship, or whatever that relationship looks like for you, because, you know, you are stuck together until you die. Fact. So, you know, I'm really proud of myself for this. and also because then you can work together, right? Working together as a team is so important because, I've been gone this last 2 months because it's been the launch of the Housewives again, and I had a huge tour in Australia. Can you believe I went to Australia? I can't believe how famous I am in Australia. It was amazing. Just because it's the other side of the world and it seems so foreign to me, and I'd never been, and it was on my bucket list, and guys, I knocked it off my bucket list. I'm so excited. So I flew there to do a tour with Vince Vaughn, the founder of Reebok, and the CEO of Blockbuster and 7-Eleven, like hugely successful men. And I'm sitting on the stage, and if you've ever suffered from imposter syndrome, I mean, not that I suffered from it, but it was like, this was it. It's like, what the fuck am I doing here with these amazing men? And they were. And by the way, we've become really good friends with the founder of Reebok. He's 89 and his wife, and we spent every day together. Vince was just, amazing, but, he's a huge Hollywood star. So it's just a different thing. But he signed all these amazing things for my kids. So they were over the moon. And the Blockbuster CEO and Jim Keyes, I mean, just what an amazing man to listen to. And I learned just as much as I think the audience did. And I was trying to figure out why I was there. But actually, a lot of the audience were there for me as well. Obviously Housewives, but also they wanted my journey as a businesswoman. And I forget how much I have to offer in that respect, because I think being on Housewives, people sort of try and dumb you down, or, especially with me, I think, because I come from a family with money, and I come from an aristocratic background. I think people like to believe that I don't work and that daddy just opened the door one day and gave me a key to my beautiful palace, and that was it. And that's just not it. And thank God, like most of you here have a brain and have actually listened to my story, and I've been up and I've been down. And I wish some of my fellow housewives would listen to this bloody podcast and get a grip. But anyway, it's all right. I can lead a horse to water. I can't make them drink. But sitting on that stage with, with my husband and discussing all the stuff that we've achieved or achieving, and having all these people in front of us actually validate, not that I really need validation all the time, but actually, command me and say, wow, and you've been through a lot and you've come through a lot and look what you've re-achieved, and the rebuild has been really, really powerful for me, and so nice, because I do tend to dump myself down. There are some of the girls on the show, I have this and I have that, which I can't get my head round this talk about money, because it's just from where we stand from or where I come from. You just don't do that. I own this and I own this house, and then I've got this house, and I'm, and I find myself actually being dragged into it. That's what I want to kick myself sometimes. I tried not to at reunion. They're all like, I'm bringing my deeds to my house. I'm bringing the deeds to my bank account. I'm like, I'm not bringing anything. Absolutely nothing. Why should I? I don't understand. If you're that desperate to know whether I own my house, look on the DLD. I mean, no. Oh, you only paid this for your house in Dubai. And I'm like, yeah, because I got it off plan and I'm a fucking businesswoman and I made a fucking fortune on it. What do you always do? Pay for it price 3 years later and that would make you feel better? Like, no, best deal of my life. Thank you very much. You've just proved a point. You're an idiot. I'm not. So it's funny. You just got to keep a sense of humor. But, life is funny, like these things. And I think, sitting up there and doing this, I was in a city every day. I think we were about 1,500 to 2,000 people in the audience. We did pictures with everyone and people were so pleased to see us and talking about business, which I really love. And I do so much business. I've worn a ton of hats. I know more than I thought I knew, because people don't really see me in that respect anymore. So, then I decided to do a VIP. Well, first of all, this girl slid into my DMs. I know she'll be listening to this. So she was in first class. There you are. I was in business. And she goes, oh, I love you. And I'd like to meet you. So anyway, we get talking. She comes down to see me. And it turns out she sold her business for an absolute fortune, millions and millions. And, then I go for dinner. I do a dinner with fans and people that wanted to meet me, and did a meet and greet dinner. And again, like the women that came were so successful honestly, it made me so proud that these women had reached out, answered my thing, paid for a ticket to come to my dinner and sit with me. And although the dinner was meant to be a business dinner, and it was, like, don't get me wrong, any of you've watched it, it was. We started off and we all networked with each other. And actually, those women all really liked each other and got on. There was one guy there who's like massively successful with like all the cars, houses, like, you know, huge guy in property. And he was like, I wasn't sure why I was here, except that my wife loves you. And now he's like, now I get it. I love you guys. And that dinner was meant to be when I was writing, it was Sergio, because we were doing the tickets and stuff, and with our team, they were like, what, because you're meant to tell people what they'll get. And I thought it was going to be networking. It was just going to be, you know, like-minded people, because I told you I wanted to build this community and that everyone would, you know, share their experiences with each other and have a nice dinner. Anyway, it went so far the other way, and such an amazing experience, I can't tell you. So we have the dinner, everyone turns up, nobody knows anyone, right? No one's met each other before, everyone's just emailed me in and taken a chance. And it couldn't have been the worst time to finish this, because you know, my secretary was on holiday. I was up in the air whether I should do it or not. I've never done one. I kept saying I was going to do it, then didn't do it. Then, you know, then my team, because of the time difference, weren't answering in time. We only had 2 days to do it because I didn't know my schedule before. Anyway, so I was thinking, God, no one's going to come. But then I thought, you know what? It's quite expensive. The ticket's a thing. I want to keep it to the right people, just small and exclusive. So I think 7 or 8 replied, and I managed to get, I think there was 6 of us, or 10 in the end. And as everyone arrives, everyone's sort of shaking each other's hand. Obviously, it's really awkward. But everyone was kind of like, they all looked like mini-me's. And as we start sitting there, I realized everyone's just happy to be there. Like, everyone really wanted to come. They really did. Some people flew in from different states. Some people had been umming and ahhing and was scared to do it, but then really wanted to do it. One of the women showed me in her book that she had written "My Dream is to Meet Caroline and Sophie" back in 2021, and that's why she decided to come. One woman had 12 stores. One woman made over $4 million a year in like social media and things like this. Like, it was an incredible group of people. The man, as I said, was massive in property. And we all didn't know why we were there, other than we all wanted to be there. And as the dinner went on and we all started talking, we all took things from each other. Honestly, we had a wonderful time. And the dinner was meant to be 2 hours, turned into, I think it was 7.5 hours together. We had actually changed it because it was the big light show, and one of the boat companies had reached out and said, do you want to come on our boat and see the drone show? And it only happens apparently once every few years. So we were like, we can't turn that down. So I had to also email everyone like a crazy person going, I know I said 8 o'clock dinner. Can you do 7 o'clock dinner? Because I have a surprise for you. Luckily, I managed to reach everyone. And then we went on this boat, and that was it. It disintegrated into a dance-off party. And we were laughing and giggling like we were old friends and having the most wonderful time, and, you know, walking through the streets and going to bars, and we just really, really bonded. And I got just as much as they did out of that dinner. They text me every day on DM, actually, and they're just so sweet, and they just come home. They all go, come back. We had the best night ever. I'm going to work with one of the ladies. Really liked her. Super successful, super clever. Want her on my team. Like, it was, I didn't know 100% why I was doing it, although I always knew I wanted to do them. And it was my first, and it was unbelievable. And I'm going to be doing another one now in New York. But so it's kind of business and networking, but it's just, it's networking. It's something so powerful about it. And, you know, it was wonderful. And that they've all made friends. And it's changed some of their lives. Like, one of them, you know, was going through a really hard time. And they're all 3, you know, they're all powerful women on that boat. So they were giving her advice too. And we were all talking and putting our heads together. And that, again, is amazing. Everybody helped everybody. And it was great. And so it'll be the first of many Caroline's VIP dinners. So watch this space. I hope you'll all attend one. And I'm going to do the weekends too. I've just found out that I can do September now. So I'll do the Hamptons weekend then. Anyway, so you'll watch that. So that was wonderful. And to go to another country and, have that welcome and have those people around, I can't tell you, it was wonderful, really wonderful. It was so special. And here I go again now. So, all of that time, my ex-husband had the kids. Now he's going away now, so I'll keep them. But I'm leaving on Saturday for New York's press trip because the show is now out. And that will be, I can't tell you, I got my schedule like E! News, Decider, like USA Today, like everything. I'm going on everything. Andy Cohen Live, and so the kids are here and I've got a team that can help, make sure everything for the kids remain the same. They're happy. They're completely happy. And then in 5-6 days, I'll be home again. And that's it. Then I'm here until I go with the kids to Bali. And it's their holidays anyway. So I really try and make myself not working. But, at the same time, the show is on. And I think people forget this is my job, people, that, to be seen and to be, now I'm a reality star. I'm not a mother anymore. At this stage, I'm the reality star. For 3 months while the show is out, I have to turn myself into that person. I have to get up. I have to, interact with people on Twitter. I have to be, and by the way, I want to say everyone on Twitter, oh my God, last year I hid from Twitter. Like I was like, they're not getting me. I'm not that kind of person. I think that, the show just didn't get my humor the year before. But this year, thank you. God, I am really being backed. It's so nice to see that people are finally getting who I am. So thank you. It's really been amazing. I feel very, 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 very privileged and happy to be. I told you this was going to be my year. I told you. And just watch this space. I haven't even begun to get going yet. So, I'm off now to do, put on my show and be Caroline Stanbury, the reality star, when I land in America. And, it's fun to do. I've called everyone. I've got my hair, makeup. And, it's really wonderful to have a different side when you're a mother. To be able to, and as I said, like I can call Jem now and say, look, I've got an extra week. He doesn't go, oh, well, it's your week. I can't have them. He never says that. And I never say that to him either. We make it work either way. And if both of us are away, then okay, the housekeepers are here. It's fine. My kids are teens. So, that is, keeping that open is amazing for us. And, that's what I'm telling you. Just the chain of like being able to pick up the phone and mean that, there's no worry about who's watching the kids because, obviously it's both of you, right? And when all of you keep saying, or when people on social media go, where are your kids? Where are your kids? My kids are the most well looked after kids. They're perfect. And, as I said, they tell me everything now. I got a really sweet message from my son last night. I'm not going to tell you which one, just saying, Mummy, I'm so happy I can tell you everything. And it just makes my whole heart fizzy. And as we get older, or they get older, it's just more and more amazing for me. And we're all looking forward to Bali. And that will be like, I really get to switch off with them. And, even though it's not going to be much of a holiday for me, it's going to be like war because, as when you've got teenage boys, you have to keep them completely occupied. I'm going to have to keep them completely occupied. Thank God my husband is, a big kid and his dad is coming. He's also a big kid. So they will be doing all of the stuff I cannot do. So, like, I don't know. I'm just thinking waterfalls, rock climbing. I've no idea, to be honest. But like, I want to do the elephant washing. I do love that. My daughter's coming for that. And, we're going to do jungle adventures and all of this stuff together. I'm super excited. I am truly in a good place. So this trip, I'm feeling very happy. I just want all of you out there to know that this was my update, really, but how it all went. It's been amazing. I feel great about life. I feel like I'm ready to conquer the world. Episode 2 is out on at Bravo now, and the show is being really well received, and everything is going the right way. Yesterday, I bought the apartment. We're going to do the blessing in Bali, so keep following my journey, and don't forget to rate and review, and please people, because I can't tell you how important it is for me, subscribe to my channel, because that makes a massive difference. If you enjoy this podcast at all, subscribe. Thank you for listening to Uncut and Uncensored with Caroline Stanbury.